Level 0 is the first level of the Backrooms and the first level many will encounter. Level 0 is a non-linear space, resembling a backroom of a retail outlet. All rooms in Level 0 appear uniformed and share supernatural features, such as yellow wallpaper, damp carpet and inconsistently placed fluorescent lights which emit a buzz sound. However, no two rooms in the level are completely identical. Level 0 is entirely devoid of life. Despite the fact that it is the primary entrance to the Backrooms, no two wanderers will ever end up seeing each other. Hallucinations are a common thing which happens in Level 0. The hallucinations include the buzz noise from the lighting increasing or deafening in volume, then abruptly silence, the appearance of doors, the appearance of stairs, acute déjà vu, human-like speech resembling no known language, movement in your peripheral vision resembling insects crawling underneath the wallpaper and insect-like chittering. There is a section in Level 0 called the Red Rooms. The Red Rooms is a highly dangerous part of Level 0 which contains red wallpaper and red lights, hence the name. When you enter, the door behind you which you used to enter the Red Rooms closes and you have to find a vent to get out of the Red Rooms. However, finding this vent has said to have been difficult and sometimes wanderers report the vent is sometimes completely locked. In Level 0, in some spots you can find walls which when no clipping into them can lead you to the Manila Room. The Manila Room is an isolated, square room with a unique beige color as its wallpaper, and has a table and some chairs in the middle of the room with a light bulb over the table. On the table, you can find documents which tell you how to survive the Backrooms and guides to levels. You can access Level 0 by no clipping out of the bounds of reality is the most common way of entering this level. Going deep into the fake realities in the end can lead you here. Exits. Finding a wall close by the Manila Room which has a socket on it and then no clipping into it will lead you to Level 1. Breaking a wall in Level 0 will lead you to Level -1. Finding an area in Level 0 which looks clean and nice and then going through a door in that area will lead to Level 0.2. Level 1 is a large, sprawling warehouse complex that features concrete floors and walls, exposed rebar, and a low-hanging fog with no apparent source. Because of this fog, condensation happens which form puddles on Level 1's floors which makes the level damp. However, unlike Level 0, Level 1 possesses a constant supply of water and electricity, which allows indefinite habitation by wanderers, providing that appropriate precautions are taken. The level also contains staircases and elevators, isolated rooms and sprawling hallways. Within the level, crates of supplies can randomly appear and disappear randomly within the level. The crates often contain vital items like food, almond water, weapons, shields, and armor, and even some weird items, like pieces of hair, paper and even live mice. In addition, crude paintings and drawings with no apparent source can be found on the walls and floors in the halls of Level 1. The level also used to have flickering lights and sometimes the entire level will go into a blackout for some time. However, these occurrences don't happen now. However, still take this comment with a grain of salt. Due to Level 1's properties, many people have set up bases in the level. One of the biggest bases in this level is MEG Base Alpha. The base is owned by the militaristic MEG, who are an organization who strive to help wanderers and find out more about the Backrooms. The base is also really close to the entrance of Level 1 and is also heavily armed by guards, so everyone inside is safe. So stop on by the base and socialize and collect some supplies. The other base on this level is the BNTG Traders Keep. The BNTG is a large trading faction partially owned by the MEG. They operate a base on this level which has architecture similar to a city, with a fire department, police station, rooms, stores etc. Tom's Diner can also be found here. It's a restaurant owned by a cook who ended up in the Backrooms. The storage hall can also be found in the base which contains loads of supplies. Level 1 isn't without danger, however. Entities do spawn on this level and thus you should explore this level with caution. The entities here are hounds, which are dog-like creatures, skin stealers which wear the skins of their victims, and facelings who are people who don't have a face. The adults are friendly but the children are dangerous, so stay away from them. You can enter this level by no-clipping into a wall in level 0, going through one of the doors in level 2 can lead you here, going into a moai in level moai will lead you here. Wait, what? Exits. Going down a long hallway in level 1 will lead you to level 2, no-clipping into a window which is white will lead you to level 1.5, no-clipping into a pumpkin will lead you to All Hallows Eve. Going through a spruce door will lead you to the back room. Going down a set pathway of doors and halls in level 1 will lead you to the hub. Level 2 is a complex of long, maintenance tunnels which range in size and stretch on for miles. Level 2's layout, while complicated, has certain commonalities in its design which allows it to be mapped and understood. The tunnels themselves are cramped and tight with large, industrial pipes all over the walls and ceiling. The walls seem to be made of concrete and sometimes even brick, however. Some of the walls have also been said to have a chalky feeling and some walls are tattered. Within level 2, other odd things can be found within the hallways, such as flatbed trolleys, miscellaneous machine parts, oil drum barrels, metal, cardboard, toolboxes, wood piles, rusted pipes, fold-out chairs, step ladders and wooden boxes which often contain helpful items which will help you survive this level. In some points in the level, doors can sometimes be found which often lead to small rooms which usually contain some shelves, tables, boxes full of supplies and piping. Behind some of the doors, you can find a large packing warehouse full of supplies. However, it is not recommended to go to these rooms because the light from these warehouse rooms attract a lot of entities. Throughout level 2's existence, many people have tried to set up bases in this level, such as the aiding stragglers and the Machina, who were a race of vaguely humanoid creatures who wore metallic suits to protect themselves. There are currently 3 known groups currently operating within the level. Those groups are the Followers of Jerry. The Followers of Jerry are a faction of people who worship Entity 7, Jerry, a blue bird who seemingly has mind control powers and indoctrination powers. This group lives within the bowels of Jerry's room, which is where the sacred Jerry lives. It is not recommended to go to this group since they are hostile and you might get indoctrinated into the cult. One of the other groups is called the Survivors. The Survivors are a group of 20 people who survive in the cramped hallways of level 2. They are frequently attacked by entities and their old bases once got traded by entities. Currently, they are doing fine, however they still await for entities to potentially attack them. The final base is called Office Space L3A. L3A is a base owned by the BNTG and they are located in one of those large, warehouse-like rooms. Over the years, the group has been thinking about crazy ideas and one of those ideas was a tram system in level 2. The BNTG decided to build a large tram system going through level 2's hallways, passing through the Survivors base and towards level 1's entrance. There were some problems with construction. They had to remove large wall sections and remove a bunch of pipes. However, they eventually built the entire tram system. However, there were still problems. The tram trains kept on hitting the sides of the walls and the system was using a ton of level 2's electricity. One day, the entire level suddenly short-circuited and went into a blackout. They thought the blackout was just a thing happening at L3A, but they discovered this was a problem with the entire level. The tram system had caused the level to go into a blackout for 2 entire years. Yes, 2 years. After the blackout, the trans system was less used to the point it was entirely abandoned. However, more recently, the trans system is all in check and is running normally again, and the group is praying a blackout doesn't happen again. The entities in this level are the most dangerous entities in all of the backrooms, such as hounds, skin stealers, child, facelings, clumps, wretches, smilers, and Jerry. You can enter this level from going down a long hallway in level 1, going through a vent in level 8 will lead you here. Going through unlocked doors will lead you to level 3, level 4, and occasionally back to level 1, no clipping into a furnace will lead you to level 2.1. Level 3 is a series of long, dark, twisting hallways that work similarly to level 0. They all consist of randomly segmented rooms, which form in no particular pattern, and are extremely loud with the noise of machinery. The hallways are very narrow and enclosed, some even requiring wanderers to bend down, hunch, crawl and even walk sideways through the hallways. The walls are comprised of dusty, brown bricks, usually covered in segments of copper pipes and mechanical components. The floors are made of an even dustier grey tiled floor, whilst the ceiling is made entirely out of metal. Level 3 contains prison-like bars which block off sections in hallways, and reports say when wanderers go near these bars, they get a weird feeling and they feel scared and horrified. No one knows exactly why. The bars cause severe paranoia and is still an ongoing mystery within the MEG and other groups who live within level 3. Within the halls of level 3, you can find large generator rooms which contain one large generator, computers, boxes and chairs. However, these generators are often highly unstable, and one of these generators are so unstable that when turning it on it will self-destruct and cause severe damage. Some halls in level 3 are completely dark and are more cramped and filled to the brim with pipes and machines, and are often more dangerous than the halls with lights on. So if you see a hallway going down into darkness, go back the other way. Level 3 is known for being extremely dangerous due to the high amount of entities on this level. These entities are hounds, smilers, skin stealers, wretches, dullers, clumps, adult facelings, crawlers, male death moths, female death moths and child facelings. Over the years, people have been setting up bases in the level due to the amount of supplies and special items which are in this level. However, unlike other levels, the entities in this level actually target bases. The bigger bases in this level usually are able to hold back the entities. However, smaller groups have had a difficult time trying to fight off entities. Bases like the Masked Maidens and others have been completely destroyed. Even one of the largest bases in this level is now destroyed, that base being the BNTG storage facility. There are currently 3 operating bases in this level. Those bases being, MEG Base Gamma. The base contains about 300 people, and is a good trading spot in the level. However, it is frequently raided by entities, and it is a miracle the base is still even up. Then there is UEC Base Sila. The base is operated by the militaristic and even dictatorship of a group which is the UEC. However, no one knows what is actually in the base, cause everyone who tries to go in gets shot to death by a guard at the front of the base. The last base is the FOJ Blue Salvation. This is a small group who resides in the dark section of level 3 and worship Jerry. They are hostile and should not be approached. Going through one of the doors in level 2 will lead you to this level. Falling down an elevator shaft in level 4 and 5 will lead you here. Going through a vent in level 6.1 will lead you here. Fixing up a generator and Powering an elevator and then going up, it will go to level 4, going into a car and then staying in it and then passing out will lead you to level 69. Going through a spruce store in level 3 will lead you to level 2.2. Level 4 resembles a seemingly empty office building, though it is almost completely devoid of furniture. Some rooms in this level have windows, most seem to be blacked out, however some appear to have not been blacked out. These windows are dangerous and should not be approached. The level is also considered a hotspot for wanderers to trade and meet up due to the huge amount of almond water located in coolers all around this level and other supplies. When going here, it is recommended to stock up on almond water. It will definitely be needed for later levels. The level's layout is relatively easy to map out and understand, since some areas have different wallpaper and different features, such as more furniture in rooms, more hallways, larger rooms, office spaces and even some secret areas. Whilst level 4 seems like an oasis, the level isn't entirely devoid of entities. Rarely, hounds and dullers can spawn in this level. A while ago, someone reported seeing a smiler, however no evidence exists to prove they exist in this level. It is also said that deep in the level, you can find a large, blue theater named the Auditorium. The room has several chairs and a large stage at the front of the room where an entity named Mickey's perform comedy shows and plays magic tricks to entertain the audience. Due to level 4's safety, many people have set up bases in this level, such as the Meg. They operate a base in this level named Base Omega. It is the second biggest base that the MEG is currently operating. Within the base, you can find multiple hangout spots and a small bar called the Boiling Cauldron. You should hang out over there. The other base within this level is called the TBD. Standing for to be determined. It is a small group of people who just hang out in the level, that's it. You can enter this level by going through one of the doors in level 2. Going up an elevator in level 3, completing the Parker course in level 0.5 will lead you here. Going up a staircase in level 4, will lead you to level 5. Falling down an elevator shaft will lead you to level 3. Going down a staircase will lead you to level 6. Going through a door in MEG Base Omega will lead you to the hub. Level 5 is an infinite hotel complex, with many rooms and halls. The level itself seems to have been constructed in the 1930s. With the furniture dating back to the 1920s. The level has a strange vibe to it. There are no cobwebs or dust anywhere in the level. It seems like the hotel just cleans itself. Due to this, the level is known for making people paranoid. However, whilst walking through their halls of level 5, you will hear smooth jazz music playing quietly out of vintage speakers hooked up to a sound system throughout the level. The level also contains 3 known areas, those areas being the main hall, the Beverly room, and the boiler room. The main hall is the main section of level 5 and is the most common area in level 5. The section contains sprawling hotel hallways, lobby rooms and hotel rooms which all have some kind of yellow brick as its walls and mahogany red supporters. The floors can vary. Sometimes they are dark walnut wood, some exotic yellow and red carpet and even marble in some areas. The halls themselves are very furnished and include stuff like sofas, bookshelves, cabinets, lamps, chairs and much more. Dotted across the halls, the walls of the main hall have antique candle holders. Some are wax candles whilst some seem to be electric lamps and emit a buzz sound similar to level 0. The area also contains small elevator shafts which will just go to another section of level 5 on the same floor. No one really understands how these elevators actually work, but they are good to get around the level extremely fast. The next area is the Beverly Room. These rooms are large ballroom-like rooms which contain hundreds of doors on the walls, and in the middle of the room, there is a small table with chairs and a chandelier hovering over the table. On the table, it seems there is an unfinished game called Mahjong. The doors often lead to nowhere, and even in rare cases, the void. You can tell you are at a Beverly Room when you see a small golden plate, labeled the Beverly Room. It is also said there is a much bigger Beverly Room within the level named the Grand Beverly Room. The room is much larger, spanning many floors, and has a curved ceiling. In one of the corners of the room, you can find a door labeled Maintenance, which leads to the final section of Level 5, the Boiler Room. The Boiler Room is a large complex of halls and rooms which contain large pipes, machinery, and even furnaces. Because of this, the area is extremely cluttered and claustrophobic, making it hard to traverse. The area is also known to be extremely hot due to the amount of running machines and furnaces within the area. The Boiler Room is the least explored area within Level 5 due to the danger within. However, if you were to go into the Boiler Room, you will have to go down a vintage elevator which is known to be highly unstable. Now, due to some mysterious incident which happened, no operating bases exist in the level. No one really knows what happened and why the bases suddenly were abandoned. Some say they left, some even say the disappearance of everyone in the bases were caused by the entity which owns the level. The beast of Level 5.
Quiet down, you. Now, come on. Come to my office.
Anyways, the bases which used to exist here were MEG Base Housekeeping, a trading outpost owned by the Meg. The Homely Hotel, a hotel business where you could sleep and get room service. The Lost Hall Society. Not much is known all about this base before the vanishing, but it is said this base might have once occupied entities. Then the final base, the Originals. This group is a group of people who have entered the Backrooms between 1300s and the 1940s. Some famous people were even in this base who disappeared, like Amelia Earhart. The level is home to a few entities. The most common here are death moths. As a matter of fact, this level is said to be the death moth's nests. The other entities are hounds, skin stealers, woodlands, watchers, spiders, death rats, ants, Wrangler, and Samantha, a cat entity, who is harmless and loves cuddles. Going up a staircase in Level 4 will lead you here. Running down the long hall in Level -2 will lead you here. Going into a dimly lit hotel in the dark metro will lead you to Level 5. Falling down an elevator shaft will lead you to Level 3. Going deep into the Boiler Room will lead you to Level 6. Level 6 is an expanse of halls and rooms which are shrouded in complete darkness. Not much is known all about the level because of this darkness. It is to the point you can't see your hands in front of your face. However, only one light source has been reported in the level, a singular window which looks out into the white abyss. This window cannot be opened. It seems like when touching the walls of Level 6 they seem to be made of a grey brick of some kind, and the floor is made out of black concrete. The ceiling also seems to be curved and is tall in height. The rooms are filled with industrial equipment, such as pipes, shelves, and even oil drums. No entities exist in the level, probably due to the extreme darkness and ability to not traverse the level properly, so technically, Level 6 is safe somewhat. However, people are known to get extreme paranoia and hallucinate due to the sanity draining effects of the level. Level 6 only contains one group, that group being the Mimicry. The group isn't well known and is said to be extremely hostile, and some say they are cannibals. There was one time a person was able to communicate with them, and they say they have adapted to the darkness. However, it is said they are unreliable, so we are not sure if they have adapted to the level's darkness. You can get to this level by going deep into the boiler room in level 5, go down a staircase in level 4 and going through a metal door in level 6.1 will lead you here. Going down a hallway which has an exit sign at the end of the hall and then going down a staircase will lead you to level 7, tripping over a wire will lead you to level 6.1. Level 7 is an impossibly large ocean which rains all the time and seems to stretch infinitely in all directions. The level is largely unexplored due to level 6's danger and the level's lack of entrances. The level has two distinct areas, the entrance room and the ocean. The entrance room is a small house which floats above the level's ocean. No one knows how this is possible, however it might have to do with the level's weird gravity. The house is flooded on the first floor and is extremely cold, so it is advised not to go down to the first floor. The house contains a few rooms, 2 bedrooms, a lounge, a basement which is entirely flooded and a kitchen. There is a cabinet in the lounge of the house which contains helpful supplies and a rope which you can use to get out of the house via a window, which has been broken on the second floor. The house is the only safe part of the level, so it is recommended to stay here for a while. The second area is the ocean. The ocean is of course the main part of the level and stretches on into infinity. The ocean contains small islands which are always barren. There is a small gulf where a base called Fort Surrender is located at. It is not recommended to go here since the island's people are hostile and said to be cannibals, and they also say they sacrifice people. The ocean also goes down for miles, which gets more dangerous the more you go down. There are 4 areas in the ocean's depths. The first one is the daylight zone. The daylight zone is the top layer of the ocean. It is the safest part of the ocean. You can still see light from the surface and is generally the most explored part of the ocean. The next area is the twilight zone. This area is a little bit more darker and contains some seagrass and even in some areas, bones. Not much is really here, but it is said there is a pineapple under the sea somewhere here. The midnight zone is where things begin to get dangerous. You will see large bones and scrap metal floating in the water. There, pressure begins to get tighter, but it is not tight enough to the point you will be in extreme pain. The area also contains large cliffs which stretch down to the final area. The abyss. The abyss is barely explored, and the longest time anyone has been down here is for 2 minutes. Down here, there are mountains of rock and tar everywhere, a large underwater volcano, gigantic bones, and it is said there is a large shipwreck somewhere here. The ocean floor is also said to be carpet via fiber which has been collected from the surface. The MEG have decided to build ships and send them out into level 7 to explore the level. One of them is currently in operation to this day. That ship is called the Goliath. The ship is large and contains many rooms, a large cafeteria, lounges and storage rooms. The ship is strong and it is recommended to board this ship and chat to the people on the ship. The other ship the MEG made was called the Alice, sadly on its 10th voyage in level 7. It got attacked by one of the entities on the level which caused the ship to sink, and out of the 30 crew members on board, only 1 survived. The ship is now in the abyss and it is said there is a large amount of loot still in the ship. The level only has 2 entities. The most prominent one is named the Thing on level 7. It is a large fish creature which is said to have killed all life in the ocean of level 7 and is the reason of why the level has so much bones in the level. The entity is hostile and will intentionally try to eat humans who end up going into the abyss. The entity was also the reason of why the Alice sank. The other entity is called Tiny. It is a dolphin-like creature which was thought to be hostile, however seems to be friendly. You can find him behind a door labeled Tiny in the Twilight Zone. You can enter this level by going down a staircase in level 6. Going down into a large underwater lake in level 8 will lead you here. Going deep into the midnight zone and finding a large underwater mountain will lead you to level 8. Going down deep into the twilight zone and finding a hole going down into light leads to the pool rooms. Level 8 is a complex of interconnecting cave systems which vary in size and dangerousness. The caves are filled to the brim with stalactites and stalagmites, almond water puddles which are toxic and are not recommended to drink from, and several passageways which either lead to dead ends or just lead to more cave systems. There are caves which are bottomless pits which seems to stretch down into infinity and are extremely difficult to get past. Due to all these bottomless pits and tight passageways, the level is extremely hard to traverse and map out. The MEG have tried to map out the level and place rope bridges which go over some of the bottomless pits, however these attempts haven't been the most successful, so it is advised that wanderers always keep an eye out when traversing their level. With the level's natural danger, there are also entities all around the level. These entities are hounds, smilers, skin stealers, clumps, wretches, transporters, wranglers, death rats, hostile facelings, normal facelings and spiders. These spiders are poisonous and are pretty common within a level. Even with the danger of the level, people have tried to set up bases in this level such as their MEG. They operate a base in this level called Cave Raiders, which is the newest base the MEG has constructed and is constantly attacked by entities. The other base on this level, or well, abandoned town in this case, is the town of Kavragost. This town is found deep within the depths of level 9 and no one knows exactly what this place was, but by information from wanderers, the town used to occupy a group of entities who were said to be friendly and thrived with a special crystal they found which they used to create strong armor. Because of this, they set up mine shafts and a fully connected minecart system which leads to the town. Then, out of nowhere, the entities in the town suddenly disappeared and the town became abandoned. No one knows how this happened, but it is said it might have to do with the god they worship, a god named Maroon. You can enter this level by going into an underwater mountain in level 7, going deep into the concrete caves of level 2.1 will lead you here. Going deep into the level and past the town of Kavragost will lead you to level 9. Going into a vent in level 8 will lead you to level 2. Diving into a large underwater section in level 8 will lead you to level 7. Level 9 is an infinite suburb which is always in a night state. The houses in the level vary in size, and each are completely different. Although there are reports of spotting 2 houses near each other which are the exact same. The houses in level 9 usually are furnished, however contain no apparent light source. The houses though usually contain items which will help you survive the level. Their level possesses larger trees which hide large amounts of the houses, which makes them hard to spot. The streets of level 9 are made of a hard asphalt and also seem to be wet and damp, which suggests the level might have rained. The streets are also the most dangerous part of the level, due to the amount of entities who roam here. These entities are hounds, skin stealers, smilers, wretches, Jerry, death rats and spiders. There are also entities which are only native to this level. One of these entities is called the Neighborhood Watch. This entity resembles a large eyeball and can either be 2 types: watchers, which are just floating eyes which when seeing something they will shine a light beam at them which causes the victim to disintegrate. The other type is a strider. They are a large eyeball which possesses appendages composed of choroid. nerves and veins. These creatures are fast and are very hard to escape from. The other exclusive entity in this level are called the Mangled. These entities stand at around 15 meters tall and have long limbs and a large human head at the top of their body. These entities are extremely hostile and are extremely intelligent. You can tell if you are near this entity if the area begins to get foggy. You can enter this level by going deep into level 8. No other entrances have been documented so far. Going deep into the level and going past a barrier and going into a tunnel will lead you to level 11. Going into a farm in the level will lead to level 10. You were used to be able to go to level 9.1, however due to a mysterious event you cannot go to the level now. A strider now guards the entrance. Level 10 is a large, wheat field which seems to stretch into infinity. The wheat in the fields are edible and can be turned into bread, making this level the largest production of bread in the entirety of the Backrooms. There is a large, dirt path which goes straight through the level with other paths branching off the middle path. The paths are safe, so you should always stay on these paths. Their level is constantly raining, which makes the wheat within the level grow fast and also creates large lakes and rivers. These lakes and rivers are drinkable and are a recommended spot for wanderers to stop by and drink from. The level also contains barns and houses which seem to have been built in the 1980s. The barns are empty but contain animal fur and loads of hay. However, the houses are not recommended to go into since entities like hounds and smilers can be found in these houses. Within the wooded area of the level, you can find a large stone tower which is dangerous due to entities called archers which live here. However, it is said there is a large amount of riches within the tower. The level has one outpost, that being Malt Town. It is a town within the level operated by the BNTG. The level is a good place to trade due to the large baking production found here. The base also operates trucks which go around the level collecting wheat to be turned into bread and hay. The base also has a train station and a train system which goes all around the level, which also helps collect wheat. You can enter this level by going deep into level 9 will lead you here. Going deep into level 94 and into a wheat field will lead to level 10. Going into Malt Town and going into a tunnel will lead to level 11. Level 11 is an infinite city which contains things you would expect in a city, such as buildings, streets and parks. The level is widely known to be the safest level in the entirety of the Backrooms due to the lack of entities and the supplies located within the level. The level is always in a noon state, and even if you stay within the level for hours, it will not change. The level's buildings are strange. Some can be fully accessible whilst some you can't even enter. On some sides of the buildings there are doors which lead to nowhere but the street below. There are also buildings which can be found here that exist in real life, like the Empire State Building. The level also has several restaurants which are usually operated by wanderers. These restaurants are the Cheesy Chess Coffee Shop, Mubway, the Bobcat Cafe and several others. Due to level 11's habitability, several colonies and groups have set up bases within the level. These bases are MEG Base Beta. This base is comprised of several things, such as the Mubway restaurant, trading and other things. The next base is the Homely Hotel. This base operates a base in the hotel in the level and is a recommended place to go to. Another is the Eye of Argos. They operate a base in a building called the headquarters. Do not go here, do not go to this colony. Another is a group called the United Coalition. They are a small group of people who just hang out in the level. The final base is the RBE basis Carpia. They are a group which is wanted by the Meg but are usually quite nice. Deep within the level, you can find a large power plant which is keeping most of the level powered. This power plant is guarded by guards due to the danger within the power plant and potential radiation leaks. If you do go into the power plant, the only reactor you can access is Reactor 3. This reactor seems to be RBMK-1000 reactor, which is known to be a highly unstable and flawed reactor type. There is 2 large pools in the reactor room which you shouldn't jump into since they are radioactive and will kill you. The reactor section also contains a turbine room, feed water pump room, break room, server room and a large control room where you can turn on the reactor if you wish to, however it is not recommended to. You can enter this level by going deep into level 9. Going into a road tunnel in level 10 will lead you here. Going through glass doors and into a city in level 6.1 will lead you here. Going into a white TV station will lead to level 12, however it is not accessible due to its power source, Reactor 3 in the power plant being off. Going into an apartment building will lead to level 13. Going down some stairs leading underground will lead to the metro. Entering a restaurant named the Snack Rooms will lead to level 6.1.